Mike Tyson's new training footage that just dropped. A lot of people thinking Mike Tyson looking kind of good. Jake might be in some trouble. It might be over for Jake Paul. No, he's not. It's not over for Jake. I have a differing opinion. While yes, I do think Mike looks decent, I think there's some holes that I'm about to poke in this entire argument. That is, Mike Tyson still being able to KO Jake or still being able to beat Jake Paul. I don't think it's happening, and here's why. The breakdown, let's go.
It's day one. The fun just begun.
Okay. The end of the video that gets me. I wasn't ready for the send-off message at the end. Couple things that I take away from this very, very heavily edited and short mitt session. His shape. He looks in pretty good shape. For 58 years old, he's lean. He's always been a dense guy. He's always had like muscle density and just been a powerful, stocky dude. He's always been that way. Now, the shorts are stupid high. That's a 90s and 80s thing. The nips are a little nippy. Some suspicions. I hope he has, by the way, all of the sauce in his system. Not that I am saying that we should have people performing under the influence, but he's 58 years old. Can we get him some TRT? Give it all to him. We got to make this thing a little bit closer, in my opinion. Yes, he looks in great shape for 58 years old. Does that mean he's in great boxing shape? Does that mean match Jake's cardio, power, all this stuff at 27? I'm going to go ahead and tell you no. Will his technique and years in the game be enough to overcome that? A lot of people are saying yes. I'm going to tell you no. And again, here's why. Let's take a look. Some power, man. He's got some heat on shots. Boom, boom, right? Good movement. Bang, to the body. Mike's entire game was built off explosion. It was built off speed to generate power. Sharp angles, being able to move his head as he enters range. By the way, this is the same punch twice. The jab to go to the body right away. Jab, head off center, body. Great combination. Gets underneath the jab of the opponent. The problem I already see for a guy like Mike, it's that he is so square, right? Stuff like this is why I get so scared for Mike Tyson. When he gets square in these combinations, and that's where Mike had a lot of success, jabbing his way, head off center, square body, and exploding, turning his hips and throwing on the inside. This stuff right here, boom, underneath with the right hand, left hook over the top. Mike Tyson got cracked a lot in his heavyweight career. He had a chin of stone during his prime. Before he went to jail, he was getting cracked to get to spots where he was landing the ones that were hurting more. I don't know at 58 you can get away with this. If Mike gets hit with a short right hand from Jake Paul in these exchanges, this stanky leg isn't going to be him changing levels and changing directions. It's going to be him losing his soul as it leaves his body. Still got power, can still crack the mitts, but I'm worried about this, man. I'm worried about the things that made Mike so good as a youth, as a young fighter, and then again, as the heavyweight, a smaller heavyweight, rising rapidly through the ranks, was how fast and explosive he was. Look at the difference in the footwork. This isn't just upper body movement. It's all from these freaking ham hocks of legs. Level change while we're weaving. Level change into range. Look at the feet. Gliding. Boom. Step out. Hum, 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 hum. That's fucking terrifying, dude. He is right here, the most dangerous he can be in front of you. At this age, this is Mike at detonation zone. This age, it's not the same anymore. Where the speed isn't what it was. Where the power, because of the two things I just mentioned, the feet and the speed are not what they were, so the power that comes out of it isn't the same. And the chin, even with a guy like Jake, who's not the greatest boxer ever, no, but he's good enough to take advantage of flat-footed, squared-up fighters standing in front of him looking to trade. My whole point for you guys, the Mike that you are getting, you are seeing flashes of what Mike used to be, and the people like, well, let's go to the comments on this. Jake Paul calling his agent to cancel the fight. Jake Paul, Jake, after watching this, I'm in danger. It's not what you think. You're seeing a man that moves around well for 58. You're not seeing a man that moves around well. You're seeing a guy that has power for 58 and has the body of an insane former heavyweight champion, but at 58. You're seeing a guy that used to be otherworldly with his movement, show little glimpses of that. And you're not seeing the fraction of it that would still make this fight close, in my opinion. Mike's going to be around for one round at his highest level, maybe two. And after that, it's going to get bad.
Me too. I'm getting ready for you. 1, 2, 3, 4.
There goes the mitts. Rolls under the left hand, hook. Rolls under the right hand. Rolls under the right hand, hook. Slips the jab inside uppy.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We like it. I love it. I love it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We love it. Mike's working, man. Mike's working. For 58, he can move. It all looks good for 58, but these, and this is what I said about the first video, it's these moments right here, right? When we get squared up and we want to throw our combinations, and yeah, it's decent enough head movement, but you're staying square, too close for too long, especially without a jab to set any of this up. Not saying that Mike doesn't have his jab anymore, but that's what Jake struggled with in the Tommy fight. At a certain point, you have to throw punches, or Jake's going to jab you to the body or the chest right here. Boom. All this head movement is great. It's fantastic. All that head movement is awesome. But what doesn't move is right here in your sternum, big fella. He's going to jab you right here, and all that underneath shit is great. Hands are higher in this video. I like that. But that jab right to the sternum, boom, is going to stop Mike square. Where Mike likes to be comfortable is where Jake likes to be comfortable. Let's throw on the throw. Mike just chilling there. He's still trying to move his head, get into range, and that right hand is coming behind it, son.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All looks great. Look how far we are out of range, and we're trying to get there with no jab. Now we're here. This is great. But you had to weave and dip and roll under 4 straight punches to get there. Jake is not throwing that. Jake's not throwing 1, 2, 3, 4s off his back foot.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You guys are doing the days now? Day 4, I'm knocking on your door. Day 8, I'm ready for Jake. That's my whole point with this, is that Mike is using a lot of energy without a jab to get where he wants to get to. Even here, to get to range, we use our jab, but then we got to reload and throw that hook behind it. So we're here with our jab, boom, jab, and we're flat foot in front of the guy looking to counterpunch off of. And Jake can counterpunch off his back foot. I expect Jake to be jabbing as well. Square, square, and then we throw. Square, 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 throw. It's how Mike's always fought. Him standing square in front of Jake, even with that great head movement. When Jake starts to make adjustments, instead of shooting upstairs with everything, starts shooting to the sternum with things, it's going to stop Mike in his tracks. Mike's going to reach for one of those hooks, or he's going to reach for an overhand, and Jake's going to counter him. It's going to hurt him bad. I agree with the stylistic approach being a rough one with a super forward aggressive Mike. Pressuring Jake is what Tommy Fury did to great success, but he did it with a jab, right? I don't think that pressure without attack to get to range is going to affect Jake like a jab to get to that pressure would. Mike has never necessarily fought that way. All the damage here in close, which is fine. At range, let's go in the pocket, right? But it's going to take a lot, man, to make Jake miss that much. And I don't doubt that Mike can make him pay if he makes him miss that way, but it's going to take a lot of energy to make him miss over and over and over. And relying on it at his age, with him deteriorating without the jab, I think it's a major hole in Mike's game. If he's just looking to enter range with that old explosion, speed and power and head movement, I would like to see some jab there with it. And again, I'd like to see what it looks like after 2 rounds of doing that. It's the same reason that JJ's bounce is so effective, but it's also so draining on his gas tank. By round 6 or JJ ever goes 8 rounds, it looks ugly because it's so taxing on your body. And while Mike could do that in his 30s, in his early 30s, and even into his late 30s and 40s, he cannot do this at 58. From rumor, I don't know this to be true. It's supposed to be an 8-round fight. I don't know that I see Mike doing even that, which, to be fair, again, at 58, he looks in crazy shape for 58. You're not going to find your favorite boxer out in the hitting mitts right now doing that. You're just not. But I don't know if he's doing that for longer than 6 minutes. I think once the pattern set in, and once Mike is continually showing himself square in front of Jake, square right for the taking off that counter shot, Jake's going to catch him. He's going to hit him with something without any setup from Mike to come to range, except head movement. It's going to stun him, and he's going to try to kill him. I think his greatest strength, unfortunately for him, in this fight has become his greatest weakness. The reason Mike was so good is due to his youth and explosivity and speed, and those things have since left. In this fight with Jake, he's not going to have that in any way, shape, or form what he used to have. And that's why I think, like I've been telling you guys, Jake is going to destroy Mike Tyson. And it's because of the way Mike fought then and the way he fights now. But it's just my opinion. You guys can tell me what you think. Does Mike still have it? Is Mike going to destroy Jake? Is Mike, because of his 25 years of downtime, but 25 years of experience before that, because he was one of the greatest heavyweights that's ever lived, because he had at one point the baddest man in the world moniker, is he going to beat Jake? I don't think so, but I don't have those answers. I guess we'll find out.